When you think of the Mafia, you probably picture the old guys. Al Capone in the 20s, John Gotti in the 80s, the Teflon Don, preening for the cameras in his $1,000 suits. They were larger-than-life figures who built empires on bootleg whiskey, backroom gambling, and bloody street wars. The story we've all been told is that this world is finished, that the FBI, with its RICO statutes and high-profile takedowns, finally broke the mob. But what if I told you that story is a myth? While we were all busy watching gangster movies, the real-life mafia didn't die. It adapted. It evolved. It went underground and online. One family in particular, often called the Ivy League of Organized Crime, quietly rewrote its playbook for the 21st century. They are the Genovese crime family, and they remain one of the most powerful and secretive criminal enterprises in America. So, forget the old stereotypes. The modern mob doesn't always carry a gun. Sometimes it carries a smartphone and a portfolio of shell corporations. They've moved from the streets to the internet, from the docks to the stock market. This is how the Genovese family, operating right under the nose of law enforcement, continues to pull in massive profits. This is how they secretly make their billions. Gambling has always been the bread and butter of the American mafia. For decades, it was a physical business. Smoky backroom poker games, illegal casinos hidden behind storefronts, and neighborhood bookies taking bets on Sunday football. It was profitable, sure, but it was also vulnerable. Police raids could shut down an operation in minutes, seizing cash and arresting soldiers. The Genovese family and others saw the future. They realized their biggest vulnerability was a physical presence. So, they helped take the rackets online. Today, the world of illegal gambling is vast, sophisticated, and almost entirely digital. Crime families are involved in offshore sports betting websites that look completely legitimate, with servers in countries that make them nearly impossible for U.S. law enforcement to touch. A bettor in New York can place a wager with a few clicks, and the money is instantly routed through a complex web of international accounts. This isn't a small-time bookie operation. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry where the house, often with ties to groups like the Genovese, always wins. They don't have to worry about raids on a physical spot. It's all done with wire transfers and cryptocurrency, making the money incredibly difficult to trace. And the old ways haven't disappeared. They've just been upgraded. Loan sharking now complements the digital world. When a bettor inevitably loses more than they can afford on a site, who do you think is there to offer a loan at an outrageous interest rate? The same types of organizations. It's a digital trap that's far more efficient and far more profitable than any backroom game ever was. If you live in or around New York City, there's a decent chance you've unknowingly contributed to the coffers of organized crime. For nearly a century, the mob held sway over two of the city's most essential industries, construction and waste management. And while crackdowns have weakened their grip, their influence hasn't been erased. It's just become more subtle. In the old days, mob control of labor unions was absolute. They could bring any construction project in the city to a grinding halt. This gave them immense power to extort builders and demand payoffs. While law enforcement has certainly cleaned up many unions, the Genovese family and others simply shifted their tactics. Today, their influence is more corporate. They can operate through networks of legitimate construction and contracting companies owned by associates. Through bid rigging and collusion, they can ensure that a winning bid is artificially inflated, guaranteeing a massive profit. They use their lingering influence to ensure labor peace on their projects while creating problems for any competitor who doesn't play ball. A similar model once applied to the waste management industry. The mob perfected the art of carving up trash collection territories and fixing prices. Today, after major crackdowns, that iron grip is gone. However, the potential for corruption remains in a multi-billion-dollar industry. These aren't just street rackets anymore. They are deeply embedded economic schemes that can generate a steady flow of cash, laundered into other ventures. The biggest money, however, isn't made on the streets. It's in the suites. The evolution from blue-collar to white-collar crime has been a highly profitable adaptation for organized crime. They realized a corrupt stockbroker could steal more in an afternoon than a crew of hijackers could in a year. One of the most effective tools has been the classic pump-and-dump stock market scheme, updated for the modern era. Mob-linked brokers have been known to acquire a large position in a worthless penny stock. Then, they use boiler rooms and online forums to spread false hype, pumping up the price. As unsuspecting investors buy in, the price skyrockets. At the peak, the insiders dump their shares, making a fortune and leaving everyone else holding the bag. Even more insidiously, organized crime has infiltrated the real estate market through complex mortgage fraud. During the housing bubble, this racket exploded, and the methods persist. A typical scheme uses a straw buyer to apply for a mortgage on a property. With the help of a corrupt appraiser, the property's value is inflated. The bank issues a large mortgage, the mob players take the cash and vanish, and the bank is left to foreclose on an asset worth a fraction of the loan. This is where the true genius of the modern operation lies. All the money from other rackets, gambling, extortion, needs to be cleaned. The financial markets provide the perfect washing machine. By investing dirty money into legitimate-seeming businesses and complex financial instruments, they can obscure its criminal origins. They haven't just learned to commit new crimes, they've mastered the art of hiding the money from all of them. At the top of this sprawling, modernized empire sits a man who is the complete opposite of the flashy godfathers of the past. His name is Liborio Bellomo, known as Barney. As the reputed boss of the Genovese family, he is considered by law enforcement to be one of the most powerful mob bosses in America. Unlike John Gotti, who loved the media spotlight, Bellomo is a virtual ghost. He embodies the Genovese family's modern code of silence. Schooled by the legendary boss Vincent the Chin Gigante, who famously feigned insanity for years to avoid prosecution, Bellomo learned the value of staying out of the limelight. He is rarely seen and operates through a strict hierarchy, insulating himself from the day-to-day criminal activities. Bellomo is no relic. He took the reins of a family already known for its discipline and steered it into the 21st century. Under his leadership, the Genovese have excelled in the quieter, more corporate crimes. He understands that true power in the modern age comes not from public notoriety, but from quiet, pervasive economic control. Sources in law enforcement describe him as the real deal, an old-school mafioso with a modern business mind. He allegedly rose through the ranks and, after a stint in prison, solidified his control. Recent reports from late 2025 suggest the 68-year-old Bellomo may be semi-retired, possibly handing over daily operations to his trusted acting boss, Danny Pagano, but is believed to remain the final authority on major decisions. His reign has been marked by a distinct lack of informants from within his family's ranks, a testament to the discipline and fear he commands. He is the invisible dawn of an invisible empire, a kingpin you've probably never heard of, and that's exactly how he wants it. The story of the Mafia in the 21st century isn't one of decline. It's a story of transformation. The Genovese family proves that organized crime didn't just survive the modern era, it has thrived by adapting to it. They traded their street corners for servers, their pinky rings for portfolios. If you found this look into the mob's modern finances fascinating, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell because we're just scratching the surface. Let us know in the comments which racket you think is the most profitable today. The Genovese family's quiet empire is a testament to a simple, chilling fact. As long as there is money to be made, whether in the darkest corners of the internet or the brightest towers of Wall Street, the Mafia will find a way to get its cut. They haven't disappeared. They've just blended into the system.